Hi, I'm here a little early. I want to see how it's going. I'm able to get on live on my phone. I want to see if I can see it on, I'm looking on my computer right now, setting us up. Let's see if I refresh. Oh. If I refresh over here, do I get live? Let's see what happens. Does anyone, I had to go on my phone, so I'm hoping I'm going to be able to see everyone's comments and them getting on Facebook. Let's see. Hey! Okay. Let's see. I'm waving here. You know what it is? It's delayed. That's so interesting. I did not know that. Welcome. So I am going to go on and start in 2 minutes. So we'll see who comes in and joins us. One person who's joined, well, Puppy has joined us. This is Buster. He is going to be my staycation friend. Hi, staycation friend. He thinks he's on a total vacation for real. It's incredible. And I want to welcome everyone. To say that we have a new normal, we can't even define what is normal, but we're here. And I want you to know we're here together. And this is why I've decided to come on live every day at 11 o'clock till 11:30 to give mindful tips and understandings on how we're going to handle this situation. And I don't have any more information than you all do by watching the TV or Googling or any of that. Let's see what's going on. And, oh good, KJ's on. Hey, Kevin, thank you for coming. I appreciate that, very much so. So it's 11 o'clock now, so I'm going to start. And I really wanted us to realize that we can't control what's happening on the outside. Every morning you wake up and you think, what's the news say? We can't control that. But mindfulness and empowerment, self-empowerment, is about able to control what's on the inside. And that's what I want to talk about today, because this is about positive patience and perseverance. And when I mean positive patience and perseverance, I mean positive patience and perseverance with myself. I have to be patient with myself. And it's so important. So I want to tell you how the day started. You know, I've done many Facebook Lives, and I get on my computer and I go ahead and I start it up. And you know what happens is that it works. But for some reason it wouldn't work on my computer. So I had to go and do it on my phone, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm doing it on the phone. And by doing it on the phone, did that throw me for a loop? The answer is yes. Here I've said to all my friends, meet me on Facebook at 11 o'clock, and I couldn't get on. So what did I do? I knew that I had to get creative. And this is what we all have to do. When things are not happening the way we expect, and I know they're not happening the way we expect right now. Every day it's a surprise. Then we have to be able to get into our creative mode, not our panic mode, but right into that creative mode, down deep inside of ourselves. So what did I do? I took a breath, I relaxed, and I thought, what am I gonna do? And I got my phone, and it wouldn't fit in my little halter because my halter does it sideways. So I ran around the house, found my pots, stuck my phone in one of my pots like this, got duct taped out of it, and taped it on so it would sit up straight and I could see you. This is creative. This is what we have to do. When things get tough, we don't fall down. We decide, how can we access the knowledge and the information we already have? I don't need people to tell me what to do. I do need guidelines. I understand, because I don't understand the coronavirus. I am not a doctor. I don't understand what's going around in the world. But I do have guidelines. And in my guidelines, I get to pick what I want to do. And why is this so important? It's because you have this inside of yourself. You have the ability to make good, clear, kind choices. You do. And that is so important. So how do we do that, and why should we do that? Why we should do that is we have to realize that every person in the world has a very similar brain. I want you all to understand this. And in our brain, we have the amygdala. And when the amygdala gets activated because something is bothering us, it's there to protect us, that amygdala. So we go into a fight, flight, and freeze mode. It's a survival mode. It is absolutely normal. And when it gets activated, you can feel your blood pressure go up and your heart start to race and you sweat a little bit, your digestion stops, you clench your teeth. Things like this happen. And it's so your brain and your body can get totally focused to run away from like a tiger, or if you were in a life-threatening situation. But reading the news in the morning, we can't run away from it. It's not a life-threatening situation when you read it, or when you see it on TV, or when you're talking to someone on the phone. But your body, if it goes into fear and it activates that amygdala, it will send adrenaline and cortisol throughout your body as if we are in a dangerous situation and you need to fight your way out or run your way out. But we're home. We're on the staycation. And when we're on a staycation, we need not to be fighting or running or panicking. But we have all that adrenaline being released into our body. So what we need to do, instead of calling it the amygdala, we're going to say, tame Amy. When we can tame Amy so that, yes, you can get information in, but instead of going into that worry mode, we go into that creative plan mode. Just like I said, I had to go through the house and find a way to prop my phone up because my computer wasn't working this morning and get creative on how to talk to you at 11 o'clock. If I went to a fight, flight, freeze mode, then I wouldn't have come up with the solution. So when we become calm and we become centered, we can deal with whatever's going on the outside. I'm not saying that we can change it, but we don't have to have this strong, crazy reaction. And that strong, crazy reaction that goes inside of us, that's what makes us feel sick. Has anyone been having a stomach ache? You read the news, and all of a sudden you have a stomach ache? I did. I had a stomach ache, and I was like, well, that's not the coronavirus. What's going on here? And I was meditating, and I was saying my affirmations, and it was just so much change happening. And I was really wanting to control what was happening with my kids, my parents, all my vacations. I wanted to, and I couldn't control the outside. And that really was difficult. And I realized my adrenaline was running. And when your adrenaline runs, then your stomach and digestive system starts to stop. Does anyone else ever have that happen to them? And when that happens, then you start feeling sick. Was I sick? No. I was stressed. Even in my brain, I was feeling calm, but inside I was very stressed. And you know what I had to do? I had to face that. I had to face that I was holding this chronic stress. And this is why Stress Shifter gives out so much good information, because when we hold that low chronic stress inside of us, it starts deteriorating our health. So the new norm is not to be in that low chronic stress. We do have control of that, but we have to recognize it. We have to face it. We have to realize this is a lot of information coming on, and that's okay. I still need to practice positive patience and perseverance. I need to stay positive this time. I need to calm down so the adrenaline doesn't run and I don't make quick, angry choices or decisions or snappiness. I looked at my husband today and we sat down when we were calm and I said, listen, honey, I want you to know you're my best friend and we're in this together. We're two peas in a pod. We're two peas in this staycation. We're two peas locked up in this house. So know that if any time I ever say anything that's going to make you upset, I didn't mean to. Don't take it personally. Please know we're on the same side. It's important that we have this positive dialogue with the people that we're staycationing with. Forced vacation our house, staycation. Because, yeah, I might be tired or worried or moody, and I don't want to spread that around the house so there's a lot of difficulty in the house. This is what we got. We've got to make it positive. We need to tame the Amy and not take it out on the people around us. I actually was getting my hair done last week, and I was talking to my girlfriend who does my hair, and she's from South Korea. And of course, they've been on a lockdown much longer. And she said, you know, Lindsay and we had no idea that we would all be on this severe lockdown. At least I didn't. You know, I still went and got my hair done. And she said, you know, all my family's in South Korea. And I said, well, how are they doing? They're like, well, they're all on this lockdown. And she goes, do you know what's going to happen when this is over? And I laughed. I looked at her and I said, we're going to have a lot of babies, you know? And she started to laugh. She goes, I wish that's what my family was telling me. But she said, actually, we're going to probably have a lot of divorces. People haven't been locked down in their homes with their families. So if we already know that we're not used to this situation, then we need to go into it and learn and grow and make a plan on how are we going to communicate. How are we going to stay positive and communicate with the people around us and the people on the phone? So I have 3 tips for communication. All right, here's our 3. You ready? Make sure that whatever you're saying is true. Now think about that. Is it true? Now, of course, we don't all know exactly what the truth is as everything is changing. But make sure you're not gossiping. Make sure it's true to the best you know. You know, don't just say, well, I heard, or oh no. I mean, I've heard some wild stories. Wild stories. Make sure whatever you're repeating is to the true of the best you know, or that if you're speaking from your heart, you're speaking from your own truth. You're not out to win any friends. You're out to be your authentic, kind self. And if you speak from your own truth, then people will really be able to hear and listen. So speak from your truth. The second tip is make sure that when you speak, that you're speaking mindfully, but with meaning and purpose. So what you're saying, is it true? Okay, it might be true. But does it serve a purpose? That's what I want to ask you. When you're communicating, when you're posting, when you're emailing and so forth, does it serve a positive purpose on what's going on right now? Because there's a lot of truth out there. But me repeating it, under the coronavirus or anything else, if it doesn't have purpose and meaning, then maybe don't say it. If it doesn't have positive purpose and meaning. And so the third one, obviously, speak the truth, have positive purpose and meaning. All right, and the third one, is it timely? Is this the appropriate time to say it? A lot of people say, well, I was just telling you the truth, Lindsay. Well, that might be true. It might be true. And you needed to hear it. That could be true too. I needed to hear it. But you didn't need to say it in front of my husband or my children or my boss. It wasn't the right time. Or if you know someone is very upset, remember we need to tame Amy. When people are emotionally upset, they can't hear what you're saying. It's not the right time to communicate. when Amy, our amygdala, is activated and we go into this fight, flight stage, in which most people really all around the world are right now. It means it's very hard for them to learn and grow right now because they really feel like they need to survive. It's not wrong. It's the way the brain works. It's not wrong. Don't judge it as right or wrong. It just is. So if your husband or if you're upset about something, then it might not be the time to talk about the finances, because that's a big deal right now. I know everyone is going to be having a tighter wallet because we're all staying home. Everything I do got canceled. That's why I want to go live. I want to bring this information live so we can be this together. We are what I'd like to call is a sangha, is a community of people who want to stay positive. They want to have patience. We have perseverance. And I also want to have peace. I don't have to live in chaos internally, even if the world outside is going crazy. Nobody did this to you. Nobody did it to me. My vacation, my job, my kids' jobs, they all have disappeared. No one did it to us. It's just what's happening. But I don't have to allow that come to me and then tighten up and then it to be part of who I am. I can choose right now that I can be aware of it. I don't have to go to worry. I'm going to go to planning. And so what are you planning? Well, I plan to do this 11 o'clock every single day. I'm going to give you new tools and techniques. Today we definitely talked about being, saying the right thing at the right time with truth. And I want to take that one step further. Are you still with me? I think I'm back up. My phone went down. So if someone give me a wave when you get a chance, so I know. I'm looking over here to see the picture. Okay, I think I'm up. It's all good. I want us to be compassionate for ourselves. Can we speak kindly and with truth to ourselves? A lot of us are going to be inside by ourselves. Now we really need to make sure that how we're talking to ourselves, what we're saying, is it true? Does it have meaning and purpose? Does it have meaning and purpose? Don't be your worst enemy. Be your own best friend right now. And is it timely? If you just got off the phone and you were just talking to someone who was very upset, that'll activate Amy in your own brain. Then it's not time for you to pick up the phone and talk to somebody else. You need to recognize it and become aware. Become aware of how you're feeling right at this moment. I just talked to someone. I talked to my son. He's upset. Take a breath. Bring yourself back with positive patience and perseverance and peace before you talk to somebody else. We're all in this together, so when we get activated, we want to make sure we're not going to activate ourselves further or activate someone else. So become aware, and then of course when I say, how do you tame Amy? You take the breath. Breathe in, longer breath out. When you breathe out, that activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which brings you back to balance. And then what happens is you get out of that Amy mode and you get to the higher thinking where you can make a better plan, a better choice, where you can activate the compassion. And then check with yourself, am I speaking to myself kindly? Am I speaking to other people kindly? Does it have meaning and does it have purpose? I want to take it one step further. I'm going to give everyone a little bit of homework. We might be in for a month, we might be in for longer, we might be in for 2 weeks, I don't know. But make sure that you find purpose on why you're meant to be in, your own personal purpose. What are you going to do? What are you going to do that betters yourself? This is the only moment we have. We want to live in the moment. This is it. It's in my house. It's a rainy day. Excuse me, I'm with my dogs. What am I going to do? I'm going to talk to you, and I'm going to reach out to you all. What are you going to do? It could be that you call a good friend. Yesterday I got to speak to one of my friends I haven't spoken to for a whole hour. It was so wonderful. I wasn't racing around. It was so much fun. And we didn't talk so much about the coronavirus. We talked about what we've been up to, you know, before this happened and what we're going to do in the future. Don't get stuck in this one conversation. You are so much bigger than this moment, and you have a lot to share. What is the purpose and meaning you can make just today? Can you spread a little of gratitude out to other people? Can you reach out to an old teacher, to an old friend, to a colleague? Just send them an email and say, I want you to know, I want to thank you for what you did last week, last year, last Christmas, when I was 4. Let's get people. We all can help people shift out of that Amy mode, that fear mode, into knowing that we are alive. We are in this together. We can support each other. We can be healthy together. We can bring gratitude to each other. Let's make this connection. I can't hug you today, but I can send gratitude and love and kindness. I can use my higher power of thinking. We all have this inside of ourselves to help and make someone else's day a little better. And when we have gratitude and when we help to make someone else's day a little better, you know whose day is better? Mine. Mine. It's wonderful. It's wonderful when you can send someone just a little text going, I am thinking about you and I care. You know, if you want to go on a trip, well, today's not the day, but we will go travel again. Plan what trip you would like. Think about where you would like to go and who you would like to go with. Do the research. There's so many online courses you can take as well. Allow ourselves to grow. Know that you're not going to shut down. Tame the Amy. Tame the fear. Know you're right here, right now. What can you do in this present moment in which you can feel better and someone else can feel better that brings you back? Do it with truth, meaning, and purpose, and make sure that you're doing it in a timely manner. Remember that. It's so important. So my plan is every day I'm going to come on at 11 o'clock. I'm going to give different tools and tips. Tomorrow I'll do a whole different thing. Today I was talking about what I like to call right speech to yourself and right speech to others. I think it's so important, where we have our 3 steps. Is it true? Is it kind? Does it have purpose and meaning? And is it timely? If you need to tell someone something and you're real upset, then it's not okay. You need to relax and calm down. Then you can talk to them about it. If they're really upset and their Amy is flying and you need to talk to them about something, let them calm down. And then how do we calm down? There's so many beautiful apps out there. Calm, Headspace. I love, oh gosh, I just blanked on it. It'll come back to me. Meditate is what I'm trying to say. There's so much free stuff. If you go to centeredmoment.com, I have free 5-minute meditations there. And if you go to stressshifter.com and go under blogs, I have a lot of videos there, lots of information. Tons of information about how to deal with stress. And on stressshifter.com, there's a free quiz you can take. And in your free quiz, you can get feedback on how you deal with stress. And also, we have the Stress Shifter course that's online. And I'm going to be making a new coupon code. I haven't made it yet, so we can get a deep discount. I'll tell you about that tomorrow. And you can take the online course. But most importantly is that you practice. Know that even though you might be upset right now, practice bringing yourself back to a calm state. This is a practice, and the more you practice bringing yourself to a calm state and that center yourself with peace, and you're able to tame Amy, and you're not reacting and living there in chronic stress, the more that you're there, the more you'll make it a habit. When this is over and we go out back into what we would call more the normal world, there'll still be stressors. But if you can master yourself now, if you can master yourself not to be triggered by the news or when someone else is upset, if you can master that, then you will have that skill for a lifetime. So take a breath, become aware. I like to call it the ABCs. Be aware, A. Take a breath, B. C is make a choice. A, be aware. B, take a breath. C, make a skillful choice. ABCs of mindfulness, or ABCs of stress shifting. We need to practice it every single day. So what I'd like to do with everyone is that we are going to do a little meditation. Now I'll do a little meditation every day at the end. And in our meditation, what we do is we breathe any way that's comfortable and then breathe out. When we breathe in, then we hold just for a moment, and then we breathe out longer. In meditation, you're going to follow your breath, and what you're doing is learning how to train your mind, your own mind, not to be lost in thoughts. And so when we do it, you might start thinking, wow, has this happened, or what's going to do, or I'm going to have to call Joe, or whatever it is. Different things will pop, and you say, no, back to your breath, because this is how we can end up bringing that peace. We need to train ourselves. What do we have control of is our own mind. So let's master it in these weeks. Let's really learn how to tap into our own mind, our own control, and our own compassion, and really learn how to live from kindness, even when the world is chaotic. Okay, so when you meditate, I just go back, you can look forward 3 feet softly or close your eyes. I'm going to close my eyes, and this will just be about a 2-minute meditation. So take a deep breath in with me. Hold and release. Breathe in with me. Hold and release. Continue breathing and follow my voice. I know that with my breath, I can calm myself down. I know that my breath is something I do have control of. And when I feel myself tightening up in any way, I can say to myself with awareness, breathe deeply, hold, and release. I know that I can master this skill. For no matter what other people say to me, I always have control of my own thinking. I will follow my breath, feel it come in, and release. I know that when I breathe, I calm myself down and I calm my Amy down. By doing a mindful meditation, I'm able then to relax and access the higher level of thinking. My breath calms me down so I can plan and not worry. So I can have peace instead of anxiety. So I can have perseverance instead of wasting my energy. I follow my breath, for it is my gift in the present moment. And with my breath, I always can go to gratitude. So I'm thankful that at least I can take a nice breath in and release. And with this gratitude, I can release positive chemicals in my body that help me feel more stable, more centered, and more creative, no matter the circumstance. Let's take 2 more breaths in. Breathe in, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's bring ourselves back to the room. That was so very simple and so very short. If during this time that we actually practice our meditations, you can get them anywhere on the internet, like I said, or at Stress Shifter, or even a Centered Moment. But if you just do 2 minutes, a couple times a day, what you're doing is you're becoming aware of what you're thinking and you're taking control. And that is so powerful. So powerful. I want you to know that I will be designing some online classes that I'll be doing through Zoom. So if you're interested, I will tell more about that tomorrow. They will be free of charge. I want to have my mantra be, I am part of the solution, not part of the problem. So let's all have positive patience and perseverance and be part of the solution. We can make a difference by making wise, skillful actions and to reaching out to other people and telling people that we care. Remember our 3 points when speech to self or others? Make sure what you're speaking is true and kind. Make sure it has purpose and meaning. And make sure it's at the right time. Happy stress shifting and happy being in the moment. And I'll see you tomorrow at 11 and tell other people to join us. And this will be taped so other people can see it. Till tomorrow. Till then. Bye-bye, everybody.